On In Radio, on YouTube, and now podcasting on iTunes, Pocket Casts and Omni Studio, I'm James Cridland, the radio futurologist.
Radio and cars. They go together like fish and chips.
Radio player's Michael Hill, pointing out the obvious about radio's relationship with cars. But have we taken a wrong turn? Now we've streaming audio competitors like podcasting and Pandora. CEO of ARN in Australia, Tony Kendall, thinks radio has a story to tell.
The industry has been beset by a lot of commentary around the introduction of these new streaming players and their reach and the impact they've had on radio. Truly, radio has not been affected by these newcomers in the digital landscape, and that radio is a very, very strong medium and a great place for your advertising.
So, industry body Commercial Radio Australia released some new data this week about radio in the car, or as they would call it, new data. Unsurprisingly for radio, it's good news. Radio accounts for 80% of all audio listened to in the car. Pandora, Spotify and Apple Music together total just 3% of time spent listening. And other audio, which contains podcasting and internet radio, is 5%. So is this truly an Australian thing? It turns out it isn't. Earlier this year, Radio Player undertook research in the UK, France and Germany, surveying drivers who had bought a new car in the last 3 years. And in these new cars, many with mobile phone connections, 75% of in-car listening was to the AM, FM or DAB radio. In the US, Edison researchers also conducted research in in-car listening. When asked, who do you listen to most? Not a direct comparison to the other figures, 69% of respondents claimed they listen most to broadcast radio, AM, FM or satellite. Podcast and audiobooks both get 2% of the total, and pure play streaming internet radio accounts for 8%. So it seems that wherever you are, around 75% of all audio we listen to in the car is the AM/FM radio. Even if you have a brand new car, and even if you have podcasts and streaming music on your phone. That's probably good news for radio. So as one respondent to Radio Player's research says, a radio in a car is as vital as a steering wheel. Music for this episode comes from Leo Rosevere's Music for Podcasts. You can get my weekly newsletter at james.crid.land and get daily media news free at media.info/daily. And until next time, keep listening.